thing. Your own video.
Rachel, I really don't like being videoed, you know that.
Say something other than that.
Like maybe
Like
on the other
what?
side of the street, it was only.
Like, tell one of your favorite memories of BB.
And so he.
When I was little, and I always got to go down to the store with him and take me to the
But it
football
wasn't all
to
that
eat
way. He said
hamburgers,
it was
slow burgers.
Some of it
So let me
was,
get here. You can get a picture of me with
pretty
BB.
low, and some of it
See?
was pretty high.
She's
some of it,
videoing us, BB.
Huh?
Rachel's taking.
Hey, BB, look at me.
Look over here at Rachel and wave.
Oh.
Say, hey, Rachel.
That's a great picture.
BB, you're on the
You're on
TV.
TV.
On TV?
She's videoing us.
You looking good.
Can you do that in this light?
I can.
For goodness sakes.
You look good.
She can.
Can I stick my tongue out?
You can stick your tongue
Stick your tongue
out.
out if you want.
Say hey, Peg.
That's pretty, it is pretty remarkable.
Peg.
Well, that's part of it.
How can you take that without light?
What?
It's got light. It's got enough.
Mother's gonna, Joyce is gonna take care of that.
She told me you were.
See,
Hey, Barry. She's getting us now.
I'm about 3 decades too old.
3 decades too old.
Let Jeff. Get your daddy over there, Rach.
Okay, let's say we're ready.
I'm,
Peg,
living,
say hi.
Say
I'm
hi,
living in a
Peg.
strange world.
Say hi, camera.
Yeah.
Birds.
Peg needs some help getting up.
She's doing a good job. Peg, you need some help. She's up. Get your feet flat. Get your feet good. Get your feet flat. You ready to come eat?
Oh, is that what you're doing?
I think we're fixing
Well,
to.
they just give me soup.
Is that all they'll let you have?
Well, that's good.
Let me go see if I can help Joyce.
I
To
like-
get you to.
I like
Rachel. No.
Won't even think about it after tomorrow, after today.
After today.
After today, it's over.
I love for people to video me when I'm eating.
Well, take good videos sometime.
Well, that's true.
Did you just mail that letter, Barry, or was it a long time ago?
Oh, it was about a week ago.
Oh, just recently.
Gee, did you get BB and Peg?
Peg
Well,
likes to
there's
be
BB.
videoed. Peg likes to be videoed when she's eating cake.
There's Peg.
Everybody loves to be video eating.
Peg, smile, you're on candy camera.
Uh-oh.
Hope you got that.
I'm
You don't do it like that. You just take a picture.
surprised she didn't go.
I'm surprised she didn't go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! That was all right.
That
That
was
was
great.
a gracious plenty, as
Plenty.
Bonnie would say.
Mm-hmm.
That is what Bonnie would
That's
say.
what Bonnie
A
said.
gracious plenty. Sweet Bonnie.
You know what her favorite thing in life is, Barry? What?
A Wendy's Frosty. It's what I take her. I take her
Is
a
that
large
right?
Frosty, and she could be, you know, sick as a dog, or she could be so full from dinner she'll eat the whole thing.
A Wendy's Frosty and a Junior Bacon
Bacon
cheeseburger.
Her
That's
two
what she
favorite
loves.
things in life.
What
She's
is
like
a
a
Wendy's
child.
Frosty? Is that a
The
milkshake?
milkshake. Yeah, that's her milkshake.
For milkshake or ice cream.
She loves it.
Is that
She
right?
loves them too.
She loves them.
Well, if I ever get old and I can't swallow,
You want me to bring you some?
I'll just live on chocolate milkshakes.
Oh, I could too.
I've got you on tape saying that.
Uh-oh.
I could drink half a dozen chocolate milkshakes a day. I
Me
could
too.
just-
I
just-
love
Bonnie drinks
Just take-
chocolate milk, I think, at every meal,
She
doesn't
does.
she?
Just take chocolate milkshake,
And I asked her why she
Mix
had
up
that,
some
and
eggs in
water
it.
and tea
Yeah.
and
You get your
everything.
protein, you get your milk, you get your
Got
calcium.
everything you need.
A meal and one.
Just a chocolate shake and some eggs and banana and just blend it
Yeah,
all
blend it.
together and there you go.
Banana,
We'll just
chocolate,
puree
chocolate
it
banana
and
milkshake.
puree it and pour it down, you Barry.
Now, Peg's favorite thing is
Intravenous.
intravenous, yeah, IV chocolate. Peg's favorite thing is TCBY white chocolate mousse.
What we're gonna do, Barry, is
Best stuff I've ever eaten.
we're gonna get a hospital bed for you. We're gonna put a catheter in, an IV, and you won't ever have to get up out of the bed. We'll just feed you, and we'll just wait on you.
And
Wouldn't that
I got in the book.
You're not that close on me, am I?
Robert Heller's book.
I
you know,
can't
they-
get- I can't
When
get-
one bag would fill up, they just changed the tubes. You know, this and that, they just unplug the tube from this end and plug it in here, and that tube, they plug it in there. and just- Everything just recycled.
What does BB need? Does he need something?
He's alright.
To go in the bathroom?
Well, that's the old Grandpa Simpson switcheroo.
You ever watch The Simpsons?
Oh yeah, you gotta watch The Simpsons.
He's just like grandma.
It's hysterical.
Man,
What was it? Didn't he escape one time from the?
Yeah.
We need to get
Sarah?
Peg to start watching that show. You ever seen it, Mom?
What show?
The Simpsons. It's kind of a cartoon.
That's the
I
longest
know it's
running
called
show
that.
on television.
No, it's
Other
not.
than a game show.
No, it's not.
The Simpsons
Saturday Night
doesn't
Live.
go to you?
Never watched it.
Oh, okay.
What is? Well, then how do you
Saturday
know
Night
about
Live.
it?
Well,
The Simpsons has been
I
on
just don't like that.
how many years?
Since the Reagan administration.
Wow.
The Simpsons?
I didn't know they'd been on that long.
Oh, about 20 years. It's a long time.
I didn't know that. It was Ronald Reagan's favorite show, Robert.
The Simpsons?
Kidding.
Dad, The Simpsons?
What was it? That
Bonnie.
Grandpa Simpson says, he'll just say all these outrageous things and he'll say, oh, I just wanted some attention.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Bart, that doll is evil. Evil! And Bart says, you've said that about every present I've gotten.
Want some more?
He is hilarious. His voice is great. I love his voice.
You want some?
And how Bart always harasses Mo
Oh, yeah, on the phone.
on the phone, yeah, when he calls up there.
Do y'all ever watch the Griswolds, like Christmas Vacations, the Vacation?
Oh, I've seen the
Christmas Vacation's the best. Cousin Eddie,
Cousin Eddie?
That bunny is a screw.
that is my
You
favorite.
know we watch
Peg's favorite
Family.
show.
Peg's favorite movie.
Cat
And
had
you know, just
nine
the vacation
lives,
where the
blew 'em all.
aunt dies,
They put her on top.
and they tire the top of the car. We always say that's Bonnie. We're just gonna tire the top of the car and just drive her.
I got that on
He's
tape
got
too.
that on tape.
And then they wreck, she goes flying.
Whoop. Over the overpass.
But the Christmas Vacation is.
Oh, that's the best
a
one.
hoot.
That's the best one.
With that fricasseed cat. And
Yes, the
You know,
cat.
The cat
and
gets
they-
electrocuted and it fries him, and
Yeah, and it gets
You know,
wrapped in the box.
they got the family around the table, and he says, "We're gonna say Grace," and he goes, "Grace, Grace has been dead for 60 years."
Yeah, no, the blessing.
I'm fine, thank you.
And then-
Put video in.
And then what does he say? That was good. Is this cat litter on top of the Jello?
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's Phoebe.
he's in the bathroom.
He left.
He went home. He drove home.
That movie, Elf.
Love that movie.
I like where the girl is constantly trying to bump them all.
Yeah.
You know, she blows up the building.
Carrie Fisher.
And
Yeah,
then,
Carrie
and then
Fisher
when,
gets
when he
down-
finally
And he
sees her,
goes,
he goes,
"Oh, but I love you.
and he goes,
I
"I see, there was
love
a
you."
flood, there was a tornado, there was a hurricane." He took and then finally she gives in, and then he drops her.
And
in
she
the
goes,
mud.
"Oh, Jake," and he goes, and she just falls over. It's a great movie.
Great.
And Robert's other favorite movie is
Animal House.
Michael
Oh,
with John Travolta. You know, he's an angel.
Right.
Have you ever seen? That's
Yeah.
a great movie.
I've seen that.
Robert loves
You
Michael.
know what movie that we like?
What do y'all like?
We like,
George forgot it.
Made such an impression.
Groundhog Day.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. That's a funny movie. Bill Murray is. I love him in What About Bob? That is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. He is so funny in that movie.
Which one is it where the candy bars in the swimming pool?
Oh, Caddyshack.
And they play in the jaw song. You know,
It's the
everybody-
Baby
yeah,
Ruth,
it's the
and
Baby Ruth,
everybody
and
thinks it's something
everybody's
else
jumping out of
in the pool.
Right.
You know, I think Jim used to take me down to the swimming pool in Fayetteville to go swim when I was little. That was the big thing.
Kathleen says they wouldn't go down there.
Oh,
We
Did you
did,
bury?
yes, we did before it was integrated, then we
Well,
stopped.
she said it was so filthy, she said y'all wouldn't go.
It was.
she didn't mention a word.
You just getting some blackmail on tape here.
Probably time you cut it off, Judy.
We didn't go after those African Americans started swimming in that pool.
No, I don't think that's the reason they stopped.
Good enough?
Polio.
Yeah.
You
Actually,
okay?
I think it's because that people wouldn't get out and go to the
How many
bathroom.
of
Oh.
those you have?
This is
we
my
actually,
favorite.
I was
Like,
teasing.
I like it better than any. It's just a
Yeah.
piece of stone.
It's pretty though.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were.
I have about 25, I've got 13 now left.
Oh, my
They wear out,
I need
and
to
then
go
I
take
gave,
it back.
I gave.
No, we're taking them back.
We'll take them back.
Let's
I
go.
know I gave 2
You
away,
wanna
and I
go
think
too?
I gave 2
Yeah.
more.
So we're going to the
Then I
shopping
lost
center.
one,
What?
We're going to the
or
shopping
somebody
center.
stole it, but I don't think, I think I just left it somewhere. And that was my best in a, not in a expensive one. But,
Where you going?
it's been
One of them,
pretty
I'm
interesting.
gonna, Gina was gonna ride us
So
by,
many
the one
people
over here across
like
the
'em.
Chick-fil-A.
And
You don't see
when
many people
when I
wearing
first bought this,
So
put
do
it
you want
on,
to talk, take
I
it
thought it
back?
was sissy.
Yeah, that's what we would say. We
But
said,
it's
we'll
not.
take them back.
Alright.
Now, I've got a
Sorry,
one for
Barry.
a woman, and it was Jim's or Bear's, I don't know which one, it's like a
Take BB back.
wing, you know, it's very bright and pretty.
The rest of
in
the
it.
compound.
I don't know what they were doing
They
with
didn't
it,
see.
and of course, they didn't want it, and when they moved,
We
I
saw
cleaned it up, I found
that.
that.
And BB's.
I found several of them, and
They
so,
Oh, okay.
They didn't see
I
the
put
main.
a thing to work it on it,
Well, Barry drove us
and
in
it was
front
so
of it.
beat up.
The main
Well,
entrance, but I can go inside.
Of course, I knew
He just
somebody.
drove
See
us
this
through.
We
the-
saw the fish.
Huh?
Yeah, but I'm talking
Oh,
about the
they-
main building.
Oh, you got it
that you
on
need to
what?
take.
Yeah.
Do what?
I was just looking how you put it on.
Rachel
Oh,
did
it's-
that
it's
so they
just
could
like-
see all those little rooms and the
Easy.
library and all that.
And
That's really.
I took that over and they
If
buried
she's
them.
coming back, she doesn't want to do
left
it
is
now,
no
that's
good.
okay.
And
But you need to see
I
how
knew
pretty that place
somebody said they knew how to clean it.
You know, everything I
So I
saw.
bought some of that stuff
really
and
impressed with that
took it
place.
today, and it was bright and pretty. So I took a file and filed it smooth down, and it looks good, but it's all beat up. Everybody likes it when I wear it.
Yeah.
And-
Is it
Nearly everybody.
a stone like that?
Yeah. And the one that I get lots of it is that long black one. Did you? I watched the other day.
haven't seen that.
Everybody likes that for some reason, and I think it maybe cost about $11. Now this one costs more than that. I don't know how much, but most of them it cost $11, $12. Oh, I've got one I paid. Well, I bought two real pretty ones, and they were the material was good, and it was at a sale, and Jane was with me, you know, in a bare shirt, cost me, and one of them was $125, and the other one was $75, and I think that's what it was, and
Everybody was talking.
and I like both of them, and that was TC Tech in Kubo, at the school, and it was there. And it was an old couple, I guess the woman and the man were 75, 80 years old, they was retired, and they sold them at the school, you know.
Oh,
And they was, it's 125 and 75, that was $200. And Jane took me, you know, and she went on living, and this woman kept coming in, and I looked at, I said, I'd like to see that one. And then I'd like to see that one. And she said, that one's 125, this is $75. And I had $125 in my pocket cash, that was all I had. And when Jane came around, I showed them to her. I said, "What do you think about it?" She said, "I think that, but she didn't know what was going to buy one, none of them." And,
I guess you bought both.
and when that woman came up there, when Jane was there, I said, "I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $125 for both of them." "Oh, I can't do that." I said, "Well, that's all right." I said, "All the money I got." And Jane had to count the money for me. It hadn't been a long road. And I had postage in my pocket. And of course, that embarrasses Jane, you know, there and Jew it on the price. And that woman said, I said, "Well, that's just all the money I got. I'm pretty sure I've got $125 in my pocket." And she says, "Well, wait a minute." She went over and talked to her husband. And he said, "Yeah, oh yeah." I said, "No sales tax." "Oh no." Well, they wouldn't pay sales tax anyway.
I love it.
And
Still bargaining.
And they made money on that.
Of course they did.
Well, see, I know that. I know the jewelry. makes 2,000 and 3,000%
There
profit,
is a huge.
or hundreds of percent.
I went over to hear a speaker in Oxford when Pete first went there.
Where?
When Pete was a forester, I went over to Ole Miss one day to a speaker,
Damn,
and he said the jewelers and the furniture people
right.
and something else were the biggest crooks, what they knocked down on him. I'll never forget that jewelry.
Oh, well, sure. Grocery stores way back used to, if they made 2% it was good because they had a lot of money. Hardware is made about 8%. See? Well, I didn't follow that. And of course, business today don't do that. But when I was a boy and started in business, people were cowards or something that didn't know how to do, and they made an agreement, and then they make an agreement, and they all broke it. See, that's what those 4 hardware stores in Fayetteville were 4 of them, and they all marked. All of them made agree was going to be 40% profit. Well, that's not any money, and of course, and you couldn't cheat if you went to realize you'd go broke because 40% wasn't doing it. And so I called up one of them in and asked them what they were. It said 40%. Well, that shocked me. Well, I started with 50%, and it was so good that I went up to 100%, and I got 200%. And see, the trouble is they didn't have enough money to buy a big stock. And when you make money, you buy a big stock, and they didn't even care what I had in hardware. I carried hardware. They just carried samples.
Well, my daddy went to business and he would not charge over 33 1/3%. He said, I feel like I'd be sticking a gun to the back of Robin.
Well, back in
And he wouldn't do it. Yeah. And he stuck to it too. That's what he
that's
did.
just you just can't get mine that way. Yeah, Gramps.
he-
You're talking about Gramps.
Gramps, he didn't
Yeah.
get rich.
No,
He
you
said, I feel like I'm sticking a gun in the back of Robin, but I can't do it.
but you can't do that. Well, Belknap was the one that helped me, encouraged me, you know. See, in other words, Mr. Cross was the man that backed me up, and he says, you've got to make a profit to make money and to pay your help. And he says this, there is no substitute for profit. Well, that stuck to me all my life. And that's when I began to what they call merchandise. That's merchandising. And that's what I was. I was a merchandiser. And
He
it's,
told me how he'd get stuff so cheap and what he'd make on it, just die.
but some people just don't have the nerve. You know, when I was selling my stuff at 50% on mark, and business got a little pretty good, and as before the Korean War, business started going down, and they started cutting their profit instead of going up. It's the worst thing in the world I could do. And they thought I was cutting the price. I was doing the opposite. I wasn't cutting their price. But my secret is, I had the merchandise. They cut the profit and didn't have the merchandise. So it's just simple arithmetic. And you know that the Bible increases. They believe it, don't you know? Where the man, he gave him 5,000, one 10,000, and one 1,000. He bred him, and the one of them made 5 profits, and the other made 2 profits, and he recommended them. He says, fine, that's what you're supposed to do. And the man didn't make any profit. He took it away and gave it to the one that made the most profit.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
See,
that stuff.
you read the Bible, it tells you to merchandise, sell merchandise, but don't lie about it. You don't lie about it. If you don't want it, don't buy it.
That's right.
That's what my daddy told me. He says a mule is worth anything a person would pay for it. And the thing about it is, if the mule didn't stand up, he'd bring it back. He'd give his money back and take the mule back.
Poor mule.
Yeah, if the mule didn't stand up, you got a problem.
Most people don't read the Bible and see what it says.
That's true.
And
Well, I think that
besides-
would take a lot of licensing and a lot of.
besides, you know, if you totally lie about it, and we're all liars. The Bible says all men are liars. And he says, don't worry about that.
Well, I started Proverbs and all it has was about the
Well,
liars, the place with the murderers and everything.
Telling the
everything
lie,
else.
telling the,
Boy, you better
telling,
read Proverbs.
but
Won't straighten your
telling,
life out.
telling the lie won't send you to hell.
But it's a sin unless you get repent.
Huh?
It's a sin
Oh,
if you repent of it and straighten up.
oh, okay, yes. But look at King David. He killed thousands of people. He murdered his
Well, I
wife.
don't put myself on that level like the Lord say.
And what did he say about King David? A man after my own heart.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
But
he,
Patsy's
but now he
known for buying all this stuff.
read your Bible. He wrote some of the most beautiful ones in the Bible. But,
And somebody said
they were
something to us that I feel guilty about all
repentant.
these beautiful dishes. She and Bill Light were competing. Patsy says, I don't. Look how what he gave King Solomon. I said, well, I wouldn't dare put myself with King Solomon in the Bible. That was her excuse for being extravagant, getting what she wanted.
Who?
Girl I know. They have to be millionaires. I mean, that was her business. I didn't care.
What was it the preacher was talking about that day? I forgot what it was, but he's a Christian preacher. He's talking about that. He said, well, the only thing you get out of that is germs.
That's great.
I wish I could tell you what it was, because he was making fun of some non.
Okay, I'm gonna close that door. I wanted one side.
Let's see, where's the door? See,
It's right over here.
I got to put mine, so. Well, I've had I'm looking forward to it, but
Right. But the Bible says, Paul says, I'm content in all things.
Right. So
Supposed to be that in no matter what state we are in.
I have enjoyed my 95 years.
See, the Lord's blessed you.
And I had a wonderful girl.
You did.
I didn't intend to marry if she wasn't a Christian. I looked 32 years before I found one.
That's right.
And she's the only one I ever asked. Only one I ever asked. Of course, I think she was murdered. I gave her a lot of trouble. Now I've got to change and do it this way.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah. This one, I can do it by myself. I did that instead. I'm welcome.
Guess we need a key to get in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the security here is the best I've been in. They're on the court.
I'm gonna let him get in and give him a hug and a kiss right now. Gotta get my baby kisses.
Oh, well, the Bible tells you it's all right to caress if you're not doing it in sin. Push that. To let so many insects in here, we don't want this shut quick. Okay.
All right, I love you, baby. Oh,
yeah.
I love you.
Well, you've been my sweetheart a long time.
I know.
It's like that.
Since I was a baby.
Yeah.
And you've been my sweetheart.
Yeah.
And I'll see you in a week.
Okay,
I'll
well,
be
I
back
hope
in a
so.
week to see
Yeah, I hope
you.
so. Are you going to drive, you and your mama?
I'm gonna fly down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm flying.
Well, how do you get out here?
Andrew's gonna pick me up. My boyfriend.
Oh, where he picks you up here?
At the airport,
At the
yeah,
airport.
in Houston.
Yeah, and well, they don't have an airport where the school is?
Yeah, they do.
Well, they
Yeah.
do, but I'm more flying to Houston.
Yeah.
So she'll see you after Thanksgiving.
Huh?
She'll see you after Thanksgiving.
Okay, well,
Bye.
bye-bye. Yeah. Well, I've always, you know, your mama's the only one that came and sat with me when
I know.
Kathleen was here.
I know.
See, but I loved them all, but your mama was, of course, she was, Peg and Bonnie, they say, Bonnie says, well, Peg's was second choice and I was the third choice.
I love it.
and I knew them before I saw Kathleen.
That's right.
See?
That's right.
So it wasn't,
But you got a good one.
when I saw Kathleen, it clicked. and I've been 32 years looking, and I went with some beautiful girls and fine girls, and but I never told them I love you. I love you. I never tell any lies. I went with one girl for, I guess, well, the rest of her life. She was my friend, Kathleen. Her name was Kathleen. And she wanted to get married better than me. I never told her I loved her, and never did any intention to do it. But I liked her. It was very fine. I helped her a whole lot in her business. Helped her
I think I knew you're talking about.
become Kathleen Williams. She married a Williams.
I knew her. All right.
All right,
We gotta
baby.
go.
I'll come see you in a week.
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
I love you too. Nah. You doing the right thing. You marrying a Christian.
That's right. he's a
If you go
Christian.
through it. Yeah, and of
go
course,
through
you can. That's the reason. If you'll notice, if you don't marry in your circle, you know, see, my mom and daddy were about like Mimi and Gramps.
Right.
They owned their homes, and they didn't have a lot of money, but they were Christians, you know. And if you married outside your church, you're going to have trouble. If you marry, it proves itself. But it's not wrong if you want. You can. I mean, it's wrong. But you can marry a Camelite or a Jew. You can make nothing wrong. Who was it? One of my best friends married a Jew. Well, that's not good. Jews are God's choice people.
That's
That's
right.
true. They're the
Yeah,
Lord's
let
choice.
me.
All right, love you, baby.
I
I'll see
love
you in a
you
week.
too.
Tell your boy
Well,
goodbye.
you've always known I love y'all.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love you. I'm your girl.
But you know, I love Mimi and Graham just like I did my mother
Oh,
and dad,
I
and
know.
they did me.
I know.
I knew that.
Yes.
Yeah, and Jim, he never did like his father-in-law and mother-in-law. No, it's been a mistake. It's hurt to laugh.
Yeah.
It's not quite.
Right.
And I like the old man. In fact, Jane asked me to give him a job. I gave him a job, and the first thing you know, he dropped a cigarette in the ash trap in the store, and went to dinner. And if we hadn't been there, it'd burn the store down.
Oh, goodness.
But I liked him, but
Yes.
not like I did Mimi and Gramps.
Right.
Not the same thing. And his dad-in-law never was in his house. And his mother-in-law, I think, went one time.
Yeah.
See? Well, that don't make for happiness,
Right.
and it makes it harder on both of them.
Right.
But you can't tell them, you can't tell anybody, they can do
Right.
it.
You got to make them let their own
Well, see,
decisions.
Barry, now they get along wonderful, but as long as they stay together, the better. But she was a Christian, but she's an Italian, and there's nothing wrong with that. And she was a Christian before Barry ever met her.
That's right.
All right.
And it's made it easier, because they've had bumps, but Kathleen and I had bumps.
Everybody's got bumps.
We had bumps. Well, I was about, I would guess I was about 55 when we didn't have bumps. And I could have to tell you the story why it happened, but I never really cared for Kathleen. But something told me, well, it's on my older sister, you know. She came in, I got to sit down, I can't sit. But I'll tell you this, and of course it's not. My sister was older. Take that thing out of my eyes. She was older. She was my older sister, and she had a bad marriage. She divorced and had 3 children, and but when she'd come down to town, she had to walk, and she'd come out of the store in the afternoon when she went down to buy groceries, and I'd carry her home, and Jerry come in, she'd say. Come into the front door and she said, Evie, how's Kathleen? Oh, I said, she just as contrary as ever, something like that. And she said, what you got something wrong?
Yeah,
Her eye.
my eye's watering.
Oh, well, mine do that, but that's called the eye trouble.
Yeah.
Is it?
See, I've got the wet one. Have you got it?
Mm-mm.
Huh?
Peg's in the beginning stages of
Yeah,
it.
well, there's 2 kinds, wet and dry. Mine's wet, and the dry one's terrible. But anyway, she said, well, I know what's Kathleen. She said to me, so I just said to myself, and I said, well, that's a last, about bickering with one another.
Mm-hmm.
I said, told her myself, that's the last time I ever bicker with her. Like if you say on a piece of religion, Bible, now, you Kathleen might not see it way, and I do. Last time I'd argue with you, she'd fuss with me, Betty. Well, I said then that's the last time. That was the last time when it took her maybe a month or two or a year or two to find out. Because when anything would come up and it was starting to be a discussion, I shut up. I just shut up.
You learned, didn't you?
So one day she said, Evie, you won't never argue with me. I said, no. I just got one girl, I don't want no more.
No.
And from that time until she died, I never did have any, just fussing, teasing about it. I didn't do it. Because it's foolishness. You don't do that.
That's right. All right, baby, we're gonna let you go to sleep. I know you're tired.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you the truth, I've got some diabetes.
Okay.
I don't, my bowels are bad.
Yeah.
And it's something something I ate and it upset me.
Upset you.
Yeah.
See, I had to go in there, so I need to be here.
Yeah. Well, that's
we
okay.
understand.
He's getting nervous looking at your foot.
Oh, Judah's fine.
Well, y'all be careful driving back.
We will.
All right, love you.
Okay, are y'all gonna try to drive back tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna leave in the
We're
morning.
gonna leave in the morning.
In the morning, early in
And
the
drive
morning.
back to Memphis, and we're Rachel and I are gonna try to come down and see you in February for your birthday.
We're gonna come for your birthday.
I'm gonna come down for your
Well,
birthday.
I got an old sweetheart of mine. They said she's gonna call me. It was an old friend of mine. Her husband was a Buick dealer, and he had a funny marriage too, and nobody would pay attention to her. She was a pretty girl, and she was a Christian, and I did a favor or two for her one time, and of course her husband's been dead now for I don't know, several years, and you know, while I was going along, the church sends a list of all the members every month, and I picked out the ones that I think people wouldn't pay much attention to and write them letters, and that's been, see, I can't even write a letter, and I guess it's, and finally when I couldn't read the paper, I quit taking it, and I still get calls and letters from the Church of Christ, several of them, women, old women, likewise called me. And she called me not long ago, now I'm moving, she don't know where I am.
She's trying to find you.
Oh, she don't know, she called my niece up there and get it.
Right.
Before I left, she called me before I left, says, I'll call you before your birthday.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back for your birthday.
Huh?
We're gonna be back to your party. We'll be back for the
We're gonna have a
95th
party.
birthday.
February the 22nd.
95. I love you.
Yeah, love you. Well, see, then that's in February. Then in June or July, then I'll be 96.
That's right.
That's right,
The
the
Jewish
Jewish
calendar.
All right.
Now, there's nothing wrong with having fun about that.
Love you.
Now, baby, you come lock this door, okay?
Oh yeah, I
Come
know.
lock yourself in.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm very careful there. But this is outside the door.
Right. You take care of yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Love you.
Remember, we love
That's
you.
not like your mama said. You be a good boy and said there's no fun in there.
All right. You take care.
Okay.
Enjoy being with you.